everybody, and welcome. Oh my God, I haven't said this forever.
Nope.
To another episode, a year and a half later, of Witches and Wine. And this is the show where we talk about witchy stuff and we drink wine. Clink and drink.
Clink and drink.
Clink and drink to our guest. And where's the clink and drink? I want everyone to clink and drink out there.
Clink and drink.
Mm-mm. Oh, yeah. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm.
So I got very excited. So yeah, basically welcome back. We have been on hiatus for about since our last episode was last May of 2023.
Yeah, it's about a year and a half.
And a lot happened in that year. I lost my father. I had some mental emotional issues that some of us have sometimes. A lot happened, but it's, you know what, it's been great change. I had to take a break. I'm so glad that we're back. We've got great guests coming up in the future weeks. I do need to do our little disclaimer. Sometimes people get a little irritated that they're watching witches and getting their information from witches that might be a little tipsy because we're drinking wine, because the show is called Witches and Wine. And, you know, sometimes they're like, I don't like to get my information that way, you drunks. And you know what? You are a magical person and you have the ability to click the X. So you don't like it, click that mother effing X. All right. That's right. So let's get started. Before we get to our guest, which I'm very, very excited because not only are they like my sisters from other misters, they are a talented group of witches that get shit done. So before we do that, I'm going to turn it over to my husband, my partner in crime. I bet you guys missed this face. Look at that face. The mug.
No one misses.
And he's going to talk about the wine tonight. So I'll turn it over to you, Silenus.
Well, thank you, sweetie. Tonight, I decided to go up on getting a nice bottle for us, you know, returning and all that. So I got the king of Italian wines tonight.
Ooh,
it's a Brunello. We'll kind of explain what that is. But we did St. Giorgio's Brunello del Montalcino. This is a DOCG, which is Denomination de Controllata e Garantita.
Bless you.
It is the highest rated, most restrictive form of winemaking in Italy. To be called a Brunello, it has to be in the barrel for 4 years and the bottle for 18 months before it can be sold. They only use 100% Sangiovese grapes out of the Montalcino region. This is one of the most age-worthy wines that Italy makes, and it's crazy because the tannins and the ageability come from the wood. Sangiovese is a grape that normally doesn't have a lot of tannins in it naturally, so with that extended time in the barrel, it's what allows it to become a Brunello. And otherwise, it's a Rosso di Montalcino before the 4 years. And with that extra barreling, you lose a lot of the fruit notes that you associate with wine, and it becomes a lot more earthy, a lot more what's called forest floor, a little bit of walnut flavors, and then just the black fruit. This bottle is going to run you $45 to $50 a bottle, so expensive, but not stupid expensive. We've definitely had more expensive ones on the show, but definitely this has been decanting for 2.5 hours. And it's just starting to open up and be ready to drink. So if you're going to drink a Brunello, always give yourself a 2 to 3 hour window to let it decant before you drink it, because they are so complex and they've been aged for so long that they have to release to get the full notes. If you're going to serve this with a food, a veal goes excellent with it. Sorry for anyone here who's not a veal fan. It's delicious. I'm sorry. Deal with it. And otherwise, you can also serve it with an ossobuco piece. This is definitely not your run-of-the-mill wine. So if you're going to really step up to Brunello, make sure that you're serving a meal that's going to accentuate the quality of the wine.
Awesome. He knows wine. And what I know is it's good. Well, thank you, my love. Mwah. All right. So let's get started. So these lovely ladies you see here, a couple of them are in my coven. The other one is just a big supporter of our coven, and we love her. They have started something that's amazing here in Spokane. They are the women from Northwest Pagan Fest. And we've got Kohana. You want to wave your hand, Kohana? We got Rachel, or Rachel, as I call her. And we got Selene. And welcome, ladies. I'm so glad you're our first guests on our our new maiden or whatever, our return, yes,
reintroduction.
a reintroduction. So tell us about, first of all, Northwest Pagan Fest. This will be the third year, correct? Yes.
Yeah.
And can you tell us, Rachel, how this came to be? Like, what made you decide to bring this this amazing festival to all of us, and also share the insanity with us?
Oh, so I moved here 9 years ago now from Arizona, and we had a pagan pride there. And I moved up here, and I was like, wow, that's so cool. I love it up here. Never been up here. Just moved up here, and there was no pagan pride. I was like, what? There's all these pagans up here. How could there be no pagan pride? And I probably, we talked about it for years. Like, we should do it. We should try, blah, blah, years. And COVID hit, and, then there was just this need to be with our people again, and we were just, excuse my language, I was kind of shit or get off the pot. And so we did it. And the first year was small. We were hoping for like 300 or 400 people at the UU church over by SFCC. And we ended up with at least 1,000 people. So it was huge. It was successful. We're like, okay, we have to change locations. That year was a huge shit show. Like, all of us were like exhausted by the end of the day. But everyone loved it.
It was an experience. Yes, it was kind of like running festival 101. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it kind of threw us
not to do.
Like, yeah, but I always will appreciate that, because it was the first one, and it was really fun. Yeah.
So then last year we moved it. We figured out we could afford to move it to Spokane Community College and have a bigger space, and we just did things differently, and that's going to be our home for the foreseeable future, because it's a beautiful space. It's got that circle in the middle, which is very important to a lot of beliefs, is that circular pattern, that, the wheel of the year. I can use words. So yeah, we love the space, and it's so big that it gives us an opportunity to grow bigger each year.
Yep. Because there's other buildings. So if we just outgrow that space, and the fact that the college is so supportive of a bunch of us pagans running around and, kind of taking over a section of their land, it's amazing. I want to share with you an experience I had the second Pagan Fest, which, how many do you guys know were at last year's?
We didn't get a clear count, but we surmise it's between 3,000 and 4,000.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Around 2?
I think it was 2,000 to 2,500.
Yeah.
Are you
serious?
I don't know.
That's huge.
Either way,
it was big. It was big.
That's what she said. So last year, I was emceeing the entertainment. I like how I do this. That's weird looking. I should never do that. I was emceeing.
You can do that all the time.
Always do this. Always.
I'm nothing like cow. So last year I was emceeing the entertainment outdoors, which I will be doing again this year, which I'm very excited. It's just my natural habitat is to be on stage with a microphone, to a lot of people's dismay.
Luckily, the DJ is real good about flipping the mic.
Oh yeah, he flipped. Nick, our DJ, is amazing. I loved working with him. He was such a smart ass that when I started babbling, he just flipped my mic off and turned up the music. It was amazing.
Oh my god, I heard about that. I think I heard about that either from you or from Nick. I heard about that.
It was pretty awesome. But there was a moment last year where there was like a break between people, or there was a long act or something, and I got to walk around, and I stood at one point and looked at all the pagans and all the vendors and just people just enjoying it, and it hit me like, oh my god, this is real, this is huge. And it's giving me goosebumps right now. Just that sight that I had of it, because I wanted to just take it all in, because a lot of us are running around doing stuff and helping out that we don't get that chance. So I highly suggest to any of the volunteers and our lovely ladies, take a moment to appreciate what you've done and just stand and look around, even if it's just a couple minutes, because it is an amazing experience. And I'm so glad I did that.
Yeah. I was in doing tarot readings last year in the healer and reading room, and I gave myself a couple breaks just so I could go outside and walk around. And good Lord, there was people everywhere, and they all had smiles on their face. They were all interacting. There was no drama. It was amazing to see that many people and so little issues, like real issues. Of course, there's going to be snafus of anything running a festival, but in the reality, it went incredibly smooth, and I didn't hear anyone complain about what was going on.
Oh yeah, I mean, everyone had a wonderful time, and that's the thing, is they don't see what goes on behind the scenes. So if there's something like unraveling or whatever, we are able to like keep it, hidden, so everyone can enjoy their time, and that's a big gift. I'd like to ask each of you, I already know the answer, but where did you get that skill of running events and running stuff, like being able to herd cats and herd pagans? And I know each one of your answers, but Rackle, let's start. I'm sorry, Rachel. Rackle.
She's Rackle, but she is Rachel.
She's Rachel. Rachel, where did you pick up this skill to just do that?
So I have always been kind of a bossy bitch. So
What?
We'll go with
Natural leader.
Natural leader. So I am part of the Greater Spokane Food Truck Association. I own my own kettle corn business, and I've been involved in a lot of events for the last 8 years. And so I've picked up a lot of skills from that. My parents owned their own sign shop. And so I learned a lot of skills, time management, organization, all that stuff from just being a small business owner. You really have to be on top of it and do your own stuff. So, yeah.
And you are the party planner extraordinaire. I really think that's your calling. I mean, you do such a good job. And I've always wanted to be a party planner. But on that scale of Northwest Pagan Fest, I don't think I could do that on my own. And that's why you have these two lovely women.
Absolutely.
And so, Selene, where did you pick up this skill? Did you get a lot? I know what you do, but did you get a lot of the kind of trial by fire with Northwest Pagan Fest, or what did you have beforehand that kind of gave you that ability?
So kind of naturally drawn toward a leadership role. I have been a dungeon master, which like those skills are all transferable. But as far as like doing large scale events, the Moot never had anything super large, but I run Spokane Magical Moot, and so for as many years as that's been going, I've organized events and done things with that. It's kind of like the first year that we did it, we kind of had an idea of how to do it, but it was very new for all of us, which was kind of nice, because even though we all brought different skills together, we all were kind of like holding each other's hand and like babying each other through the process. And it was a really chance to bond, I think, because I definitely have leadership skills and outreach skills and all the different skills that have been really beneficial. But I feel like so blessed that this is now a skill that I have.
Yeah.
But I had to go through that ring of fire with several big events, and Northwest Pagan Fest being just the most amazing thing ever. But that's where I'm at. Now it's a skill, but it was real trial and error for a bit there.
Yeah. And Kohana, how about you? Can you move in a little? We can't see your beautiful face. You've got your beautiful makeup on. There you go.
So I think mostly IEPG. Doing
IEPG. And what does that stand for?
Inland Empire.
Inland Empire Pagan Guild.
Yeah.
That was how many years ago? That was a while ago, right? Like 10, 12 years ago.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
not
found
10 or
them,
12, but a
and Melissa was in charge of it at the time, and she had a really solid board at the time, and we were going to events, and I was watching everybody and seeing how things were being done, and then when an opportunity came up for Selene and I to join the board ourselves, because we want to, I want to, if I want something and it's not there and it doesn't look like anybody else is going to do it, I'm just kind of like, well, fuck it, I'll do it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So then I just kind of jumped in, and I learned different, I had to learn a lot from people, watching people, observing people, seeing what they did that worked and things that they did that did not work.
Yep.
And I'm just like, you know what? We can do this.
Yeah.
And then she was talking about Northwest Pagan Fest, and I'm like, I don't think I could get it started, but I can definitely support. So and that was just me trying to figure out, how much can I do to make this become a thing, because everything's on the West Coast. Why not anything on the eastern side of the state? And there's
missing hole that you want to fill.
Yeah, and it's not all pagans can just get in a car and drive over to a big festival and pay a ton of money, and it's we should have free availability for people to explore what they want. There shouldn't be a money barrier. And she checked all my boxes, and I said, ooh, how do we get this started?
You guys did hear that correct. It is an absolutely free event to attend.
It's free. It's how do you guys keep it free?
Donations.
Donations, and then vendor fees. Just like any event, vendors have to pay a fee to be there. And we just volunteers, including us.
Yep.
We don't pay ourselves. This is just blood, sweat, and tears. A lot of tears.
A lot of blood is what she meant to say. A lot of blood.
There is a lot of blood involved.
Have you guys done any fundraisers or anything that help support this as well?
So we do. Last year was our first year. We started doing the Yule Ball. So this year we're looking at a new location, because just like Pagan Fest, we outgrew it the very first year. So
it was amazing, beautiful. So good job.
So beautiful, and that was another one that was just magical. It was so magical. For those viewers that are watching, our 5 big viewers, thank you, by the way, for supporting.
Love you.
Thank you so much. We are the little show that could. We really are. But for those of you that aren't in Spokane, if you're near Spokane or whatnot, I really if you're in the Seattle area or Moses Lake or whatever, I really highly suggest that you make one of the events. Pagan Fest, the Yule Ball was so pretty.
Mm-hmm.
And Northwest Pagan Fest is a nonprofit.
Correct.
And is there any, I've got your website flashing there. Do you have a place that they can actually donate to you? Is it?
Yes, it is. Let me pull it up real quick. There
Is it on the
should be a sponsored donation page.
Yes, there's a sponsored donation page on our website.
Okay, good. Yeah, I highly suggest that.
Yeah, and on our Facebook page, we also have forms for sponsors / donations.
Good.
Yeah, so it's on Facebook. It's on our website as well. And every dollar helps.
Support your local ministries, Wiccan ministries. Support your local pagan foundations. Just do it.
So support those who are in the craft, and so that they can continue building, so we can continue building this community.
Yeah.
Speaking of vendors, can you give us I know, how many vendors do you have? This blows my mind.
So this year, right now, we have 115 so far, right? Including Kohana.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that is impressive, because I've been to big festivals where there's only like
20, 25.
25,
Wow.
and 115.
So if
Okay,
you
Yeah,
can't
we have a
find it
wait
here,
list right now.
Yeah.
if you can't find it at this event, it's probably not done by pagans.
Can you give us just a quick synopsis of what kind of vending we'll see at this?
Oh man, we've got everything from jewelry to handmade soaps, handmade candles. Kohana does goth,
Pagan home goods.
home goods.
We've got people who are doing art prints. We've got people who are doing pagan tools,
Oh yeah,
clothing,
gems and stones, tons of those.
books and tarot. I mean, so much stuff. So much stuff.
And of course, don't forget like the kids' activities tent.
Yes.
We have that. We have face painting for the kids. We've got the mermaids that are like they have their own booth, but they're more entertainment. You can take pictures with them.
Food vendors.
Yeah.
We have some pretty awesome workshops and speakers this year. I'm so excited. I'm kind of
One of those
I wish I
speakers
wasn't
might
running
be watching us right now. In fact, one of those speakers at our workshop.
we
As
have
what?
really awesome.
I was just gonna say.
We have a very awesome, very knowledgeable Kemetic witch in our community, and she's watching tonight. And she is going to be doing one of our workshops. And
ancient Egyptian execration.
Yeah.
I can't hear you. What was that? You're very quiet, Kohana.
Oh, sorry. One of our lovely witches in the community is a Kemetic witch, and she's watching tonight. And she is, it's Banu. And she is going to be doing one of our workshops on Kemetic, I can't pronounce the word.
Curses.
Kemetic curses.
Kemetic
Execration.
Thank you. Execration.
Execration.
I'm kind of sad that I'm vending.
Yeah.
She's gonna have it recorded though, and you
good.
can, and you can. She has a YouTube channel as well. That she has a YouTube channel as well, and her name is that YouTube channel. So if you ever want to learn something about ancient Egyptian religion and Kemetic practices.
What else do we have in the works?
Yeah, for you guys who
We
don't know,
also have.
it means Egyptian.
Egyptian, yes.
Yep.
I'm trying to zoom in on your QR code. So if people want to take a little clicky click of the QR code, there's the Facebook, and there's the website.
Yeah. I know we're all fancy. We got QR codes and everything.
And then we have the address scrolling across the bottom of the screen as well.
Hey, can you tell me who did the artwork for the
Graphic.
the flyer?
That would be that lady right there.
Yeah, I did the snake for this year because the theme is embracing the dark, and we're going into the underworld for the year. And they always say St. Patrick chased the snakes out of Ireland, so pagans are the snakes, and the pomegranate is representative of Persephone and her trip into the underworld and just that dark time of year. And because I love space and Nyx and all of that, I incorporated some universe in there.
Yeah.
So,
Well, and as you guys can see, that it is on Mabon, September 26th.
Yes.
So it is literally the day that we start the descent.
And our coven, Children of the Crossroads, which does this witches and wine thing you're looking at, we will be doing the closing ritual, and we're going to take you to meet Persephone and Hades. And so it's going to be awesome. We love marking the dark time of the year because us witches love the dark time of the year.
And
We do.
we'll have an booth, so myself and others in the coven will be manning it throughout the day. So if you want to come meet us, ever want to reach out, get a chance to come on Witches and Wine or other things, it'd be a good opportunity for you to meet up with us and make arrangements. And plus, I just love seeing all the beautiful pagan faces and getting to meet you all. So please come say hello.
Absolutely. And yeah, and I'll be on stage. You will not be able to miss me. You will hear me quite far, blah 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 blah. Just come up to me and say, "Hey."
We have more speakers this year, so they'll all hear you, Lola. We got more speakers.
Yes.
Yeah, Nick's boosted it. Everyone's gonna hear you. Oh yeah.
Yes. I love that. So you're gonna hear me everywhere. I apologize in advance. So what I want to ask is, why did you call it Northwest Pagan Fest and not Pagan Pride?
Ooh. So Pagan Pride is actually a registered trademark, and the people that own that are impossible to contact. They haven't contacted or responded to any emails or anything for 5-6 years at least. We learned this from the gentleman who runs the Puget Sound Pagan Pride, and they got their license to call it Pagan Pride years and years and years ago. So so they're grandfathered in, but yeah, so legally we couldn't call it Pagan Pride, so we had to come up with something else. So it's Northwest Pagan Fest.
I've never been to a Pagan Pride before, so is it usually it's one day?
Usually it depends on the place.
Theirs is the whole weekend.
Puget Sound is the whole weekend. Yeah.
They do have it inside in a contained area, like a hotel, I believe.
Yes.
So they're able to have their vendors kind of have a safe setup for overnight, and so they do have a 2-day event. But we want to go on a field trip to them at some point in the future, so we can experience another Pagan Pride.
And have you ever thought about? I know it's long in the future, but is there a goal of maybe doing a weekend, a 2-day fest, or
possibly? I find that as a vendor myself, I find that 2-day events are almost not as good as a 1-day event, because a 1-day event, it's what they call in the biz is urgency and scarcity. So because it's only 1 day, it's like, we got to go now. It's now or never. So.
This is why she's in charge of this, because she thinks of these things. Because I'm all about, hey, let's expand the experience and give everyone a chance on a Saturday or Sunday. And she's like, no, man, you do 1 day and you're going to get a better turnout, and it's going to be like, this is it. This is our 1 day a year that we get to experience that.
So
brilliant.
Yeah,
brilliant.
I will add to that. I'll add to that and say that because I have experience as a vendor, both kinds of events, but also as a patron, like as a person attending the events, if you have a 2-day event, it divides the energy that you're going to get at that event in half. So both days, it's a different energy. It's not necessarily a bad or a good thing, but like I noticed if you have a 1-day event, it is like you have to do it. There's this intense drive to get there. And the people who get there are just like, I have arrived. We even had a comment from a person who went to the reader healer room that said, I had a great time. It felt like I was meant to be here today. And it was just so like when you have a 2-day event, and not saying that that's a wrong thing at all, different events have different things that they need or that they promote. And I think that the 1 day, at least for right now and for the foreseeable future, it really gives people that urgency to like kind of connect to their community, and it makes that energy so intense for that 1 day, and it just lasts. Like I ride that energy for several months after until I'm ready to start thinking about next year. But I ride that energy for a long time.
I want to say hi to Time. Time is one of our friends of the Coven. Hi, Time. I you know what? I like that too, because also it's a one-time experience. You get to there is like you said, an urgency, and also it kind of puts pressure on those that are volunteering and those that are organizing it, that you're right, this is it, we got to do it. It's like a live play.
It's a boot to ass therapy. It makes you get going. You can't lollygag. You actually get up, you do it, you experience it, you enjoy it, you go home.
It's a live performance. This is our live performance in front of a couple thousand people, and we got to this is it. We, it's shit or get off the pot. We got to do it. And so I like that because it is a unique experience. So if we haven't said enough about this, I really think that those of you watching and those of you will be watching the recording, because God knows I'm going to put this recording all over Facebook, all over TikTok, all over everywhere. I'm going to drive you off.
Insta?
I'm going to put it on our Insta. We're so hip and TikTok.
We're making fun of our old asses when we're saying this.
I know, we can see the ticky-talkie. So,
hey, everybody in this room remembers what life was like before dial-up.
Yeah.
So,
oh my God, yeah, we didn't have all this stuff. So those of you that, like, for me, just doing the banners on this and the graphics, I'm like, oh, I'm high tech.
Yeah, you're killing it. You're killing it.
This is not high tech. So
I think it's pretty cool.
Me too. I like it.
We're proud of ourselves.
I'm excited that I can do this. It's ridiculous. But I want to talk about the fact that it's called Pagan Fest. It's about pagans and it's pagan adjacent, because I noticed last year that I met some people that don't even identify as pagan, but they're like spiritual, or they're just kind of seeking an alternative belief system, and so how do you feel that that's important to have that kind of audience, as well as have the non-pagans or the pagan adjacent come to these events? Do you do anything to make it friendly for everyone and not scare people?
I don't think we really
I know when I was in the reading room, I had half the people I came through were pagan that I got to read for, and half of them, this was their very first experience with anything like this, and they were so curious and confused, and they had a lot of their preconceived notions broken of what a pagan or a Wiccan or an Asatru or a heathen or any of that, because they were like, dude, everyone's actually really chill and welcoming and fun, and you saw people from all walks of life there, and so it made it so that they were very interested, and a lot of them just had a lot of questions that were really interesting to be able to answer, because we deal with so many people in our community that are familiar with it. So it was really nice getting to see people having their first experience and getting to answer questions on a very just top surface level, instead of having to do a deep dive.
Well, we had last year. We had there was, what was it? There was fire trucks. There was like a kid's like truck.
Oh yeah, touch a truck.
Touch a truck. Yeah. Oh, not that good. Touch a truck.
Not touch a trunk, Lola. Touch a truck.
Oh, the wine's kicking in.
Never mind.
Yeah, you just lost Lola's interest.
You lost my interest. Jesus.
Yes.
You can drink to sexual innuendos.
Woo! I gotta refill.
I gotta refill. Hang on. It's big. It's giant. Refill. No, we're good.
But yeah. Cheers. Cheers.
Salud.
Salud.
So
right.
If anyone
So were you gonna say something, or someone was gonna add something to that?
I was just gonna say, so my vision and my inspiration is that the definition of the word pagan is, when you get down to it, is any belief that is not from the Abrahamic religions.
Yeah.
So that encompasses so much of the world. It really does. And I just want, my goal, my dream is just everybody come together, even Christians, even anyone from the Abrahamic religions, just come together and just be joyous in our differences, but also in our similarities, just, that's.
Come together and ask questions of each other. Don't be a dick about it. Just ask questions.
Yeah.
I mean, Just
That's
talk.
that's Kohana's tagline. Don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick.
It's
God.
like, I like you. Don't fuck it up.
Yes. I thought about it. I had recently spoken with someone at my work about essentially, like, we're doing Pagan Pride. It's under the name of Northwest Pagan Fest because we have our own fucking copyright, bitches. But it really is so much like the Pride celebrating different orientations, different gender representations, things like the Pride that we all know and love, that everybody in the world is like so excited about. Well, maybe not some people, but we get excited about it. You do not have to be queer in any way, shape, or form to attend Pride. What you are then at that point is you're somebody who's seeking to educate yourself or seeking to understand a community, or what we call an ally. And so you do not have to be pagan. You do not have to be a witch or anything like that to come to our essentially Pagan Pride. It's Northwest Pagan Fest, but you don't have to be any of those things. In my mind, that's like being an ally, like coming and learning about things and just having a good time with us.
We're not doing this as like a, hey, we're having Pride too, blah 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 blah. Christians aren't welcome, thing like that. No, we want Christians to come. We want to. It's not about our differences. It's about what makes us the same.
Well, it's not an indoctrination kind of concept. It's just an acceptance of, hey, we're just normal ass people. We just have a different faith than other people do.
Yeah.
And we support every one of you guys, and please support us. We're not that weird. Okay, well, some of us are.
Well, we are.
We're super weird, but we're fun weird.
Super weird.
We're super weird. Some of us are very weird.
Well, and the thing is that, because it's in a space that's so open and it's free, which that makes a big difference, because there could be someone going to something else nearby or whatever, and they could drive by and go, what are all these cars doing there? Oh my God, what is going on? Let's check it out. Because we do that. We're like, hey, I see a lot of people.
What's that?
What is that? Right? Yeah. And so that's the thing that's so awesome, and it's such a loving community. It's such a community. I think that's the universal language, right?
And what's so nice about the venue is that there are tons of bus lines that go there for people who are not mobile.
Yep.
That everyone can get there, and without having to worry about driving. There are plenty of buses that go there. They're there all day long, in and out. So even if you're not a person who is mobile on your own, or if you're disabled or other things, you have access to get there, and you don't have to worry about going some crazy distance or making arrangements. You just take the bus.
Yep.
Yeah. That was super important in choosing the location. That's why we chose the UU Church as well. Our first year is because there was a bus stop right there. So accessibility has always been on the top 3 of our requirements.
Yeah. And that's something that I love that you guys think about that, but that's also about having that experience in, I haven't done anything as big as Northwest Pagan Fest, but I've worked with the Spring Mysteries and Hecate Sickle that ATC does over on the west side. I've helped out with those. I've done our own. We used to do very public Beltanes at parks, do a lot of that stuff. So on a smaller scale, I know that is important. And so I love that you ladies bring that in and say that we want to make this inclusive. We want to make this accessible, and we want to make this communal, just communal. Yeah. I love that. It makes me, let's fucking clink and drink to
community.
Clink and drink, baby.
Community.
I was all like, hail, Carolina.
Well, that's Time said we need to do a hail wine.
It's clink and drink. That is our hail.
We go clink and drink to caffeine. Tink. Yeah, we could go hail Dionysus. Clink and drink to wine.
Tink. Hail Dionysus. Clink and drink to wine.
Do you see how you have
you time?
emotional?
We are trained bitches.
If we're gonna do it proper,
Trained
it's gonna
bitches.
be a time way. When they clink, they go chin chin because it represents and mimics the sound of two glasses clinking. So they go chin chin.
Oh, chin chin,
CIN CIN.
chin chin,
Chin chin. And
Chin chin.
chin chin.
Oh man.
It's
Chin
a fun
chin.
Japanese word for penis too.
Oh, well, here we go. Penis. Clink and drink to wine. Penis.
Chin chin.
Is it Japanese or Chinese?
Both.
Oh my God. I just almost spit my wine out. That would be alcohol abuse.
Silver, thank you for joining us.
Hi, there's someone named Silver. Hi, Silver. Apparently, Journal of Modern Comedic knows Silver. Do you ladies know Silver?
I do not. I just saw the names. Hi, Silver. So I want to say hi,
Yeah.
Silver.
Hi, Silver.
Hi ho, Silver.
Away.
Got a name, so
This is what we're doing. Okay, let's get serious for a second. No, just being friend. Okay, well,
See?
welcome.
Community.
and the wine is kicking in.
Oh my God, I'm drunk.
Yeah, the wine is kicking in. So before we go, I want to ask you all about being with the experiences that you've had, all the different witches that you've met. No, please. Sorry, that's what Silver. I don't know why I'm going to show this, but there's wine involved. What would be your overall positive, and there's no negative, but what positive experiences have you had this last 3 years with, or almost 3 years, because we haven't had the one coming up yet, but even the behind the scenes, the planning, the promoting, the meetings, all the things. What are things that you've gathered from this that are just truly amazing experiences? And then I want you to think about what have you learned that you're going to do differently, maybe. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's start with Selene. Are you ready?
I have something to say. Something that I have really loved in this experience, something that's been extremely positive for me, has been watching the growth of a living entity, which the Northwest Pagan Fest annual festival is a living entity. It changes, it grows. The way that we handle it changes and grows.
Yeah.
And I also love having shared parentage with Kohana and Rachel, and they can never get rid of me because I birthed a child with them. We're in this together. We have to pay each other alimony if we ever split up. Like, it's our baby, and I love.
Doggy does not get a sock.
No, I'm never leaving.
That visual of Selene laying on a gurney, birthing a festival out of her yoni. And
on my birthday. On my birthday.
It is your birthday too. And Rachel and Kohana being there going, push. That just,
and I'm all like, you did this to me. And they really fucking did too. They did this to me. They were like, let's do this. Oh shit, I'm in. Like my dad, who didn't realize he was married until he realized he had 2 kids. I was like, oh, wait, what the fuck? We're doing this? And like at the day of the festival, I'm like, what's happening?
Oh, I know it. Yeah. And what about you, Rachel? What have you gotten out of this?
Man. So the very first year, I was just, running around like a chicken with my head cut off, and also just amazed at how many people were there and like how many people really do identify as a pagan and or are curious and want to learn more. Like, it just boggles my mind. Like when I went to the IEPG and when I first moved here, I didn't know anybody. I literally moved here with 2 people and that was it. So I had to figure out on my own. And so I did like meetup app meetup and stuff, and that's how I found the IAPG and everything. And so like I was searching for like-minded people, and I hear that a lot in the pagan community. You know, you're always looking for like-minded people, and so the first Pagan Fest just blew my mind. Like, wow. Yeah. So what I've learned is we're doing things different with the reader healers this year. More to come on that. I don't want to do any spoilers, but you know, we're just learning each year how to do things better to make it more accessible and easier for the volunteers, because the readers and healers are all volunteers. So you know, we want to make it easier on everybody else, even if it makes it harder on us, but we're of course trying to make it easier on us too. But yeah, so just learning how to make it easier, I guess, would be the thing that I'm learning the most.
Which means making mistakes, because that's our best teacher.
Yes.
And how about you, Kohana? What have you gathered from this last almost 3 years of doing this? What has been a positive, wonderful experience for you?
Building something with the community, for one. Seeing how mostly it's been kind of a more personal thing for me, because I am, although not, you know, I'm technically disabled, and I'm trying, you know, to make things work for myself and figure things out. And doing this project and doing it year after year, and like we will even trade jobs every year to figure out, you know, okay, I hated doing this year. Can you or you take it this year, and I'll take something that you hated, and, you know, try to figure out, you know, what we do best and what works best for us. And like navigating all of that. And it's like I'm proving to myself, I'm giving myself I can get up and keep going. It's that I'm working toward this thing. It's for myself, but it's also giving it to the community as well, and saying, hey, look, I'm doing this and you want this, and you're coming to enjoy it and make it good, and that's what makes it magic, and that's what makes it I don't know, it's just magical for me. It's been confidence building. It's been it's made me really happy that it's like, even me, who feels like such crap a lot of the time, can make something that other people can enjoy. Yeah. And by putting this work out there, the community is healing me. Aww. And so it makes me want to put in that much more work and work harder, so I can keep giving back and being like, hey, you want to learn this? Great, let's do it. You want to start a small store or something? Let's do it. If I don't know the answers, let's go find people who do. Yeah. And because we have this, we're networking in that day, and so we're helping each other, and it really is just magic. And it's so special, and there's so much healing with it that I don't think people really, you know, see that. They're like, it's all, you know, blah, 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 blah. You know, you're excited in the moment, and then like later you're like, oh yeah, and I met this person, and it, okay, I'm done.
that was fucking beautiful. That was fucking beautiful, man.
One of the
clean drinks are beauty. Beautiful.
Chin.
Penis.
I don't have any more because I drank it all.
Well, one of the things I really appreciate that you said in there, Kohana, was the fact that you guys say you change up roles, because this is what allows us to all learn new things and find out where our talents are and what we like and don't like. Because we have preconceived notions, but until we actually get into it, you don't know what you actually excel at until you actually do it and what you enjoy. And so by learning the different roles, it's going to make you a better person going forward. It's going to make you more capable when you're running your next event. And it makes you a stronger witch.
And the fact that you said it was healing, I feel that for me, there's a lot of times that, you know, I had a really rough last 4 or 5 years with taking care of a sick dad and actually literally watching him die. And it was very, it really brought me to a place where I kind of just disconnected from everything. And I've noticed that when I am around a bunch of pagans, when I'm around a bunch of my witches, that just being there just heals me. Like it just instantly, that energy just, I'm like, these are my people. Like all the other worries I have, all the body dysmorphia, the insecurities, am I enough? Am I this? Am I a good mother? Am I a good partner? Am I, you know, when I get around all of my witches and my pagans, I don't even think of that stuff anymore. All I think about is that I'm with my people and look how many there are. And that to me is so healing and so important. And that's a huge takeaway I have from it. And so I want to talk about lessons learned, like what out of this, it doesn't matter, there's no wrong or right answers, out of this past 3 years has been the most difficult and challenging that you're trying to work through or get through or change or whatever. Selene, you're trying to get through Selene?
Oh. I am her biggest challenge. She's had to work through the last 3 years.
Oh, I understand that.
Yeah,
I feel that all the
right.
time.
But now that Rachel's done, I guess I'll go. No. I guess every single part of it is it is all a, like, I would not say like challenges does not necessarily mean like a negative time or a time when I'm sad.
Yeah.
Every single part of it is a challenge. It is always a challenge to make sure that we're containing good communication or maintaining good communication between the three of us, that we're maintaining communication between our vendors and our entertainers and people that we're going to spotlight and our volunteers. And it's so hard. There's just 3 of us, and sometimes the ball gets dropped once in a while, and then picking it back up and being like, no, we're okay, this is fine. And trying to maintain relationships with people, with the vendors, with people who entertain. We have a lot of people who come back every year. We have a lot of people who just do it 1 year and then they're done.
Yeah.
And so, you know, making sure that we're taking that in the best vein is always a challenge for me. Like, I'm like, oh, I'm personally offended that you don't love us so much that you're going to come back every year. But like, they might have something else they're doing. They might have moved away. Like, it's fine. I love that they were there for that ephemeral moment, but it is a choice for me to understand that, because sometimes I take it very personally. You know? And so
I do too. I take when people leave or they don't get back in contact. I get it. I take it personally.
It's hard, and then you have to be like, oh shit. Well, I was kind of hoping they would do it. You know, finding new people. So it's always a challenge. It's so challenging, and that's why I think we'll never get bored with it.
Oh yeah,
like we want a well-oiled machine, but it will never be perfect. Because that's the nature of it's the nature of what it is. Yeah.
How about you, Rachel? Sorry, God dang it. she's gonna be Rachel.
She's forever Rachel.
So I think my challenge is actually not being so much of a control freak and sharing responsibility with people.
Yeah.
That's something I have to work on all the time in every aspect of my life. So
but she's actually doing really freaking good with it, you guys. She's doing amazing.
Trust me, I know.
Progress.
That makes me feel better because I am very much of a control freak. I like to, know what's going on and do everything, but then I get so overwhelmed and I'm just like, fuck it, I'm done. So validating and trust. I guess my biggest thing is trusting other people will do it.
Trusting them with your baby.
Yeah.
I get it. How about you, Kohana? What's been your biggest challenge and something that you're trying to work through and learn from?
So I tend to be cranky.
No shit.
So when people are, frustrating these two, I'm just like, we got a blacklist.
Blacklist them, ban them. They're never coming back.
They're like, I'm just like, fire and brimstone, damn it.
Yeah. Weird.
But no, my biggest challenge is really, and I really try to use this in everything. When somebody's having an issue or there's something going on, I'm like, especially because like we get a lot of like, everybody's freaking busy and we're all just trying to do the best that we can with what we got.
Yep.
And you get like a vendor who's like, and I'm like, okay, clearly you didn't read the email. That's okay. I don't know what's going on in your life. That's totally okay. We'll get into it. Yeah, we will try to figure it out. And let's do it nicely, because otherwise, if you piss me off, I'm going to have to leave the room because I might eat you. I am a dragon.
You gotta worry about.
But seriously, it's a matter of trying to remember that as much of the stuff that we're going through, it's remembering that our vendors, our readers and healers and everybody else, it's like, for one day, we all got to make it work, and we all got to keep the communication going, and we don't know what's going on in each other's lives, and that doesn't actually matter just as long as we can make it work in one day, even if we're just throwing stuff at the wall and making it stick.
Yep, absolutely. I love that. Yeah.
So if you were from Ukraine, you would be Kohana Stabovich.
Yes.
Stabovich.
Kohana Stabovich.
Oh, I like that. That's awesome.
That'd be your new legal last name. I love it.
Well,
Stabovich.
maybe not until grandma.
Okay.
Maybe not till my parents.
Okay, fair.
All right. Well, thank you so much, ladies. So we're gonna do our closing. So, Children of the Crossroads, we really love bringing these amazing ventures to your life. So we've got a PayPal or a Venmo, that's below there, and I'm even going to show the QR code if I can freaking find it. We are a nonprofit as well, and this year our goal is we've got lots of things we want to do as a coven. Even the simplest thing is like upgrading our StreamYard, which this is why we are able to present this to you, because with the premium products, you get more access to
we can live stream in multiple locations, not
all the locations and not just YouTube. But so I'm gonna put our QR code for our Venmo up there. So if this is your time to, where's the Venmo? Here it is. Here, high tech. And that's my face. So there's our Venmo. It's also on the bottom.
That's Lola.
If you could donate, it's not required, but my God, it's greatly appreciated, and any amount is so appreciated. So there's our Venmo. You can watch the recording if you didn't get the QR code on this, and then I'm gonna put our PayPal up there. Hold on, folks. Here, no, that's our
that's our TikTok, which you can also support. And
yeah,
watch.
we'll show the TikTok in a minute, and then I'm gonna do our
PayPal.
I seriously am gonna get way more. If I had someone that could just do the behind the scenes,
Right.
There's our PayPal.
Young kid. Some young kid.
I need someone to do that. There's our PayPal. Take a picture of it. Love it. Take it in. Make love to it. Get that on your screen. You're gonna love it. And we have a brand new TikTok, which I am putting lots of content, and just watch it because I'm ridiculous. I actually used like one of those beauty filters, and I felt so stupid doing that. No, seriously, you guys, I felt so stupid. I think it's the last one I did with my tarot card of the day. Just watch it because I feel I look ridiculous. I have no idea what I'm doing, but it's fun to watch an old lady try to do TikTok. And they're like,
Oh my God.
And tomorrow I'm going to be adding my first content for the TikTok. I'm going to be doing the Charge of the God after the devotionals. So we will have both the Charge of the Goddess and Charge of the God available on our TikTok.
Yep. And so there's all the links, there's all the stuff, you know.
Find us.
Find us. We're everywhere. Support us if you can. Next week we'll be talking to the Archpriestess of the Aquarian Tabernacle Church, Belladonna Laveau. So if you are interested in being a guest on our show, if you are interested in our coven and what we do, you can email us at
crossroadscoven@gmail.com.
I'm sorry, what was that?
That's crossroadscoven@gmail.com.
So remember, everyone, always walk with the goddess and be kind to one another. And until next time, blessed be. And thank you, ladies from Northwest Pagan Fest.
Bye, all. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Bye. Have a good night.
See you in the future.
Bye.
Bye.
Just keep smiling.